Some characters and items aren't just good, they're game breaking, resulting in bans, nerfs, and even ruining some friendships. Today I'll be ranking some of them, the most broken characters and items in gaming history, to see which ones should have never existed. 205 Brecci. And our first broken item will be going back to 2015, where Call of Duty had just released their new game Black Ops 3, but after their release, they were going to be shocked to see when one of their players had stumbled upon a broken exploit with the 205 Brecci shotgun. Now if you played Black Ops 3, you'll definitely remember this exploit, and it just made the game so unfair and rageable. So it involved the 205 Brecci, a semi-automatic shotgun, and players found out you could spam two buttons at the same time, the button to shoot your gun and the button to switch weapons, and it would create a jitter movement on the gun, resulting in this. Clearly this broke the game. I remember when this came out, and everyone would load the game up with the same class, 24/7 Nuketown, and it was so unplayable. I'm not actually too sure how long it lasted, but from what I remember, Call of Duty was pretty good with how quickly they updated the game to nerf it. Trying to grind for Dark Matter or just play the game in general at the time, you were cooked, bro. From my first hand experience playing with the gun and against it, it was for sure broken. You know it's bad when Timmy4467 is getting nukes. You need to get that gone. Which they did. It got a complete nerf and the shotgun became mediocre again. The gun wasn't the issue, it was the exploit really. So it can go in toxic tier. Brigette. Next up we've got Brigette from Overwatch, and this one literally changed the entire game. When Brigette launched in 2018, she was designed to counter-dive heroes like Tracer and Genji, but Blizzard went way too far with her. She had a shield, armor packs, a stun, knockback, self-healing, team healing, and insane survivability all on a support character. You could literally walk into fights, swing your flail, stun people, heal your entire team, and somehow not die. If you've played Overwatch, you will know how crazy it is to give a support character a 600 HP shield. Like, I don't know what the devs were thinking. Also to note that she had armor packs, which as you can see in this clip, it basically gave heroes invincibility. And because she was so broken, she straight up created the meta of free tanks and free supports, which completely killed DPS heroes in competitive play. That's basically the reason to why they now have limits to 2 tanks per team, or else no DPS characters would get picked. Pro matches became nothing but Brigette battles, and the Overwatch League basically turned into a shield fest. Blizzard had to nerf her over and over again because she was single-handedly breaking the game's balance. If one character forces the devs to change the entire meta and redesign the game around them, then that's broken. It's a hard decision where to place Brigette. I think I'm going to put her beside the Brecci in Toxic. If you're still watching and would like to win something, this is your last chance to enter the giveaway. All you have to do is like and comment on this video and make sure you are subscribed. Right, back to the video. Meta Knight. Next we have Meta Knight from Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and this one is legendary for all the wrong reasons. Now I was pretty young when this came out, so I wasn't familiar with metas, so I just picked the ones who looked visually cool, which was Olimar for me, and my older brother picked Meta Knight, so now I know why he picked him. If you've played or watched competitive Smash back in the day, you already know that Meta Knight was absolutely unfair. When Brawl came out in 2008, Meta Knight had basically everything you could want in a character. He was insanely fast, had multiple jumps, amazing recovery, ridiculous priority on his attacks, and some of the safest, most broken moves in the entire game. Moves like Mach Tornado that were almost impossible to punish. You could just throw it out, suck people in, rack up damage, and get away for free. And if you actually got good with him, it was raps, bro. Meta Knight dominated tournaments so hard that the entire top 8 brackets were just Meta Knight mirrors. People weren't asking who's the best character in the game, it was just how many Meta Knights are in this tournament. He was so broken that some tournaments straight up banned him, which almost never happens in Smash. When a character is so unfair that competitive players vote to remove them from the game entirely, you know something went horribly wrong. I did a little further digging as I am not very familiar with Brawl, and pretty much everyone says no character comes close to him in ability. I think I'm gonna put Meta Knight in delete that sh*. Infinity Blade. This one still gives me PTSD, the Infinity Blade from Fortnite. Well, the Infinity Blade isn't actually from Fortnite, it comes from the game Infinity Blade, which Epic Games decided it would be a good idea to collaborate with them. When Epic added it in 2018, Chapter 1, Season 7 of Fortnite, it was supposed to be this high risk, high rewarding mythic weapon, but in reality it was an instant win button. Whoever picks up the Infinity Blade basically became the main character. You got insane health and shield boosts, crazy mobility with giant leap attacks, and an AoE slam that wiped entire squads. There was almost zero counterplay. You could sprint at people, tank their shots, one shot or two shot them, and then just leap away if things got sketchy. It didn't even matter if someone had a gold shotgun or perfect aim, you were winning that fight. But it was released at the perfect time, when a pro Fortnite tournament was underway, where players could win thousands of dollars, and a lucky player could also use the Infinity Blade. Because of this, Epic had to emergency vault the Infinity Blade in like 2 days, because it completely destroyed the balance of the game. I mean, I don't play Fortnite anymore, but I saw they added the Infinity Blade back not too long ago, and the same exact thing happened. Wasn't once enough. And the funniest part, Infinity Blade got delisted from the App Store, so the sword is banned from 2 games. This costed some poor guy thousands of dollars from a Fortnite tournament. Delete that sh**. MissingNo. Alright, now let's talk about MissingNo. I knew nothing about this. This is before I was born, but out of everything in this video, this was honestly the coolest to me. Back in Pokemon Red and Blue, players accidentally discovered a glitched Pokemon called MissingNo, and it basically broke the game in the funniest way possible. Normally, MissingNo wasn't even supposed to exist. It was just leftover data from cut Pokemon and unused assets. But if you did this super specific set of steps, talking to the old man in Viridian City, flying to Cinnabar Island, and surfing along the coast, you could actually encounter it. And if you caught it, MissingNo would go insane. MissingNo would duplicate the item in your 6th slot up to 128, meaning you had infinite Master Balls, rare candies, or whatever you wanted. You can max out your entire team, catch every legendary, and completely ignore the game's progression. But if you weren't careful, it could straight up warp your save file. But what I found cool about this was because how early the game was released in 1999, you didn't have YouTube, Reddit or Twitter to find out about this. You would literally have to find out by word of mouth or cheat books, which just seems crazy to me. If a glitch gives you infinite items and turns you into the most overpowered trainer in the game, it's gotta go, man. It's gotta go. Delete that. That's all of the most broken items and characters in gaming history, and there's definitely some more out there that could be done, so let me know in the comments what I missed. See you later.